What's up? What's going on? Peep Squad is in the building. Let's get into this situation. Let's talk about OG, Basketball Wives, and also Cynthia Bailey suing Peter Thomas for $170,000. And then Peter responds, and then Cynthia Bailey allegedly responds to that situation. And also Toya being called out from Married to Medicine by fans, and also saying Toya ain't loyal to Mariah and she ain't loyal to Cecil. So let's get into this situation. I was like, it is going down. So, you know, OG was on Twitter. Someone commented under OG on her Twitter page and basically was saying, you know what? Guess what? They would have just really iced out and got rid of OG, but they couldn't get rid of her. You know why? Because the fans and the people that watched the show supported her, and that is facts all day, every day. People was out here with petitions and everything to support OG because they felt like she was being dogged out, she was being isolated, and they was treating her real bad and talking about her behavior when Evelyn Lozada behavior was off the chain. And so, yes, OG does have an army of supporters that are out here windmilling for her each and every day and had her back when Basketball Wives was on TV. And so, therefore, they just couldn't throw her out. It was so bad, Shaunie had to get out in these streets and talk about OG and also say that she wasn't a colorist. She got dark-skinned kids. She even jumped on Instagram Live with ShaunieONeal to say that she is not against dark-skinned women. So, that was a situation, too. And also, Evelyn Lozada went out here on a press tour as well and saying that she is not colorist. You know, she is part Afro-Latino and everything else. But OG called out Evelyn Lozada and let us know what Evelyn Lozada was doing before the camera was rolling. That Evelyn Lozada would use the N-word and say it over and over, even when OG asked her, could you please not say that N-word? And Evelyn Lozada refused to. And OG brought that situation up too as well. So a lot of people was like, what's going on? And it was just like, okay, if Evelyn Lozada is so comfortable with saying the N-word, how come she ain't saying it on camera? Why are they cutting that out? Why ain't she saying it on camera? So it is what it is. OG is back and she's ready. And it's going to be all good because she still got her army. She still got her support because we know what went down. We know what happened. And we know that ShaunieONeal and Evelyn Lozada and also Kristen Scott and Malaysia are going to try to comfort her. Of course they are, because they are upset that she pulled their cord. She showed people who they are. And it is what it is, because if they wasn't worried about the situation, Evelyn Lozada wouldn't have did a press tour to let us know that, you know, she is Afro-Latino and she loves her black people and all this other good stuff. She even did a documentary about she growing up in a melting pot. And ShaunieONeal was out here doing damage control, and ShaunieONeal admitted that she never even tried to get to know OG or anything else like that. So that tells you what's popping, what's the situation. They thought that they can bully OG, nobody was gonna care. Even Evelyn Lozada said on the show, OG is not one of us. She's not one of us. She's not us. Like, come on, girl, who are you? Who wants to be you? Nobody wants to be out here selling at your age. You still selling that cat at your age. So it is what it is. And they could not hush OG. They could not quiet OG, because you know why? The fans came through. OG was not talking about colorism before the fans came through, and people noticed the treatment that she was receiving. And the one thing about OG, she wasn't going to let somebody be bullied in front of her. And that's what really ticked off the girls, because they knew they couldn't bully OG, but they wanted to bully the people around her, aka, you know, Cece, and she wasn't having it. You know, OG is one of them people where someone's getting mistreated and getting dogged out next to her. She's not gonna say, oh, it's not me, so I'm gonna mind my business. No, she jumped in and she got in the middle of it. That's why Malaysia was mad. That's why, you know, what's her name? ShaunieONeal was upset too as well. They was like, oh, won't she mind her business? Evelyn Lozada was like, won't she mind her business? And it just ain't got nothing to do with you. Kristen Scott, won't she mind her business? Because she wasn't going to sit there and let you dog out anybody next to her, because she felt compelled to stick up for others. And this is what made her shine, because she wasn't running and she wasn't scared, and she didn't use dirty, nasty tactics to get at you ladies. even when it comes to Evelyn Lozada, she had to go get court documents and papers. She wanted to get rid of OG. She tried her baby for years, but OG, people that support her and support the cause, came out. It was just too strong and too powerful for them to stop, so they had to open the door and put out the red carpet and let OG come through, baby. So it is what it is. You guys tell me what you think about this situation. So OG basically says, yes, I find this statement to be very accurate, and I appreciate the support, because she knows what's up. She knows they would have just got rid of her. They would have tossed her up and threw her out, but they can't toss out and throw someone that's real, someone that actually has substance. Shaunie, she got substance, and that's what y'all lack. So you guys let me know what you think about that situation. So let's get into the situation when it comes to Peter Thomas. It comes down to Cynthia Bailey filing a lawsuit and suing Peter Thomas because she wants $170,000. Cynthia Bailey and Peter purchased a property together, and I believe the deed was in Cynthia Bailey's name. And this is when he purchased Bar 1, and there was a building attached to it on Aubrey Street or something like that, or in Aubrey. And, you know, it had to be, the building had to be redone and had to be fixed up. And, you know, it wasn't all the way paid for yet. So Cynthia Bailey was like, you know what? I want my $170,000. So she went down to the courthouse and she filed documents on September 22nd. I was like, oh shit, what's going on? And Peter, you know, he didn't even know he was being sued until he talked to Michelle Brown. Michelle Brown told him the situation. He jumped on there and basically explained his side of the story. Peter said he cannot believe that Cynthia Bailey will be suing him or doing anything else like that, because he told her he would pay her in 36 weeks from the day of their divorce, and that is due January 31st, 2021. So Peter said he's not going to pay her before then or anything else like that. So she can file any lawsuit that she want to pay. She's going to get her money on that day. He can send a check out to her anytime he wants to. But he had an agreement because Peter has been opening up businesses after businesses after businesses. And he also says that people tried to paint the narrative that he was using Cynthia and using her money. He goes, that's not the case. I never got paid to be on that show, and I have my own money, my own adventures. So it is what it is. You guys tell me what you think about that situation. I was like, shit. And also Peter Thomas says that Cynthia Bailey is pretty much ungrateful because in their divorce proceedings, he actually delayed the divorce to help Cynthia out, because his accountants called him and told him, listen, if you get divorced now in the summertime versus getting divorced, you know, in the winter time, what would happen is you would save, Cynthia would save $800,000, you know, in penalties. It'll be such a good thing for you guys to get divorced later, not when actually on TV it said that Cynthia was getting a divorce from Peter. 3 months after that, that's when they officially got the divorce. And also Michelle said she was wondering why she don't see no court documents of their divorce, because they delayed the divorce so Cynthia Bailey can get a tax break, because them filing joint taxes together helps her out, because Peter had, you know, so many different businesses, whether, you know, that comes under Cynthia, and then filing together, because Cynthia makes $1.5 million, she'll be paying a shitload in taxes. So she agreed, and Peter said he was very amicable with Cynthia Bailey, that he didn't ask for shit. He didn't ask for the house sales. He didn't ask for spousal support. He didn't ask for half of her Real Housewives money. He didn't ask for anything. He just left empty-handed. And the only thing he said to Cynthia, listen, that property, you can change the deed into my name when I'll pay you the full value of that property, which is $170,000. January 31st, 2021. And it seemed like it was an agreement, and he said he was not going to pay her before or after. He wanted the deed to be transferred into her name. So he was just surprised and shocked because he was going to pay her. So you guys let me know what you think about that situation. I was like, damn. And also Peter says that he supported Cynthia Bailey so much. You know, he came out there when people was calling her boring, saying that she's not funny, she's not this, she's not that, she has no substance, she brings nothing to the show. So he said he got out there and he did action, he windmill to make sure that, you know, she was a leading lady, and she was a contender on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, that she stood out, and he was there supporting supporting her because she was kind of shaking in her boots, baby. So it is what it is. You guys tell me what you think about the situation. Should have Cynthia Bailey waited before she went to court? People were saying that she went to court in September and it will be filmed on the show that she's trying to get her money. But Cynthia filed for, the lawsuit against Peter Bailey before she got married to Mike Hill. Some people saying she need that money to pay for that wedding. So you guys tell me what you think. And also Peter said that he really helped her because that $1.5 million, she was going to pay $800,000 in penalties. So therefore them waiting on the divorce and him helping her out with his accountant, because Cynthia had no idea how much money she would be out if she got divorced from Peter sooner than it was time to get divorced from him so they can file their taxes jointly. And Peter called her and let her know what was the stipulations and how she would be penalized. She checked with her people. She called Peter back and said, you know what, let's wait on the divorce. But only thing Peter asked her for was, if you can wait for me to pay you for the property, that's $170,000. I'll pay you the full market value for the property. But I only could pay you in January 31st, 2021, because he said that he wanted to wait because he was leaving the marriage with nothing. He wasn't asking for nothing. He left with what he came with, nothing more and nothing less. She kept everything. She sold the properties, she sold the house, and she kept the money. She kept her paycheck from Real Housewives of Atlanta. He didn't ask for any of it. So he don't understand why people think that he was using Cynthia Bailey for her money. So you guys let me know what you think about that situation. I was like, And then Cynthia Bailey, she responded, today, basically said, my piece is not negotiable. I was like, oh shit. Like, we ain't gonna talk about this shit. I want my money and I want my money now. Allegedly, this is, assumed to be a response from Cynthia Bailey that she is not playing around. She want her money. So she went down there in September and she filed the court documents and the paperwork to get her $170,000. She wasn't playing about it, and she didn't want to have that worry on the back of her chest, on the back of her mind. She want her money now. She gave him long enough. He's opening up this business, that business. You know what? She's feeling a certain type of way. She want her money now because maybe somebody else is interested in that property. And Peter said that he was going to pay her, and she's saying that she should have got the money long before. Peter said, no, you don't get the money till January. So you guys let me know what you think about that situation. Who's wrong? Who's right? Give me my money and give me my money now. I was like, damn, it's going down like that. Oh, yes, it is, baby. So let's get into this situation when it comes to Toya from Married to Medicine. It is going down. People are calling out Toya, basically saying that she did not support Mariah, when she didn't get her letter. And when Mariah went to the mailbox and everything else like that, and she didn't get her letter or her contract, that Toya did not step out and say anything in support of Mariah. When Mariah said that she was being discriminated against, she possibly going to have a lawsuit against Bravo, Toya didn't say nothing because Toya is trying to protect her funds. She's trying to protect her money. And, maybe she was in agreement, or maybe she just kept quiet and supported Mariah on the low. But somebody called out Toya on Twitter, and she felt a certain type of way. And she came out, she goes, oh, I get a check now? She was like, la. Now the people think I do Married to Medicine for free. Not to mention Mariah knows I have always been loyal. So basically Toya said I've always been loyal. Y'all think I work for free? Y'all think I don't get no money out here in these streets? Like, come on, what are you guys talking about? She's feeling a certain type of way. I was like, shit, I guess she does. So do you guys think that Toya supported Mariah from Married to Medicine or not? I was like, And then Toya is getting called out again. Toya is out here basically taking little shots saying that, some of the men from the show, they love the shits. They love all this other stuff, blase and the third. And I was like, what? So she's saying the men love all this type of drama. On Married to Medicine, it seems like the husbands on Married to Medicine do not like to be involved in the middle of the wife's drama and beef because it alters their relationship with the men. And Cecil was like, I don't know what you talking about, Toya. I don't want to be in the middle of none of y'all ish, none of y'all drama. None of the men do. If you actually watch the show, they don't want to be in the middle of none of it. They keep their mouth closed and they keep walking. Only the newcomers run their mouth too much, Or, you know, Mariah's husband, he runs his mouth a little bit too much. But the rest of them, they try to stay quiet. Cecil was like, I would rather be playing cards. I'd rather be at the cigar bar. You know, he'd rather be somewhere else in the midst of the drama with the ladies, because they got better ish to do. I was like, And then, you know, someone calls out Toya again, was like, Toya, you selling your house. So Toya is selling her forever home. I thought that was going to be her forever home. That's what she told us, but I guess it ain't forever. It was only for a season. It was only for a little bit. You know, she's getting another property. It is what it is. And, you know, maybe she's going to get something cheaper, something better. She realized that she can make a whole lot of money. So she's selling her house, her dream house, her forever home. And someone called out Toya and was like, Toya, you selling your house, you selling your new home. Did you ask Cecil to be your realtor? Did you ask him to help you sell it? Because we know Cecil got his real estate license and he's a realtor and he's selling property. So, you know, why didn't you get, you know, Cecil to help you? Now that's shade. If she don't have to get Cecil, but if that's your friend, if that's your boy, you think that, you know, Toya would get him. You know, you think Eugene would say something because Eugene was helped by, you know, Dr. Heavenly's husband, you know, when he first started his medical and his medical license, and he needed to get an emergency certificate. You know, Dr. Heavenly's husband was out here helping Eugene and got him his first job. So you would think Toya would return the favor to Cecil, but you know what? Or Eugene will, but we'll see. Maybe he is their realtor. Maybe, you know, the shit done changed since they've been called out. But you guys tell me what you think about this situation. I was like, Lord have mercy. They calling out Toya. What's going on, Toya? Toya actually looks beautiful. But you guys tell me what you think about Cynthia Bailey, Peter Thomas, and also OG from Basketball Wives. It's going down, baby. The shit is getting hot out here in these streets.